different because I'm kind of in charge, and that doesn't happen a whole lot. This is something that's super dear to me. Today was a big day for me. Today is January 22nd, 2020, by the way.
Big day.
Very big day. My favorite band in the whole wide world.
January 23rd. January 23rd. Not big.
Not big.
Little day.
My favorite band in the entire world is Paramore. And the last time they released...
that Paramore.
The last time they released music was in 2017, I believe. After was 17. And we're as fans, we're kind of really shocked by it. It was a good album. It was a fantastic album. But we kind of, at least I did, I kind of thought it was probably going to be the end. So when a couple months ago, fans started to figure out a little bit of what Hayley Williams was up to, we started to speculate that maybe Paramore was making more music, but that wasn't necessarily true. If you were watching this video, you probably know all about the Petals for Armor conspiracy, I guess, that we were kind of following for a couple months. And Hayley Williams released her first solo track today. So that's what this video is going to be about. We're going to go over a little bit of the video, because it's kind of an intense video.
But we're not going to show any footage, just screenshots, you know, copyright and whatnot.
We're gonna go over the video as, like, the art piece that it is, and then we're gonna delve more into the actual lyrics of the song. Kind of talk about our first thoughts and interpretations of both the video and the lyrics. I'm really excited because this is something I've been really passionate about since I was like 12, 13 years old. Oh my gosh, it's been 10 years. It's been 11 years this year that I've been a fan of Paramore, so I'm really excited, and I guess we're just gonna get right into it. First things first, the first like minute of it is a bunch of different noises, I guess.
Yeah.
Breathing noises and somewhat kind of...
Sounds sexual.
It does really sound sexual. It does. We're like, okay, is she just trolling us and it's gonna be 3 minutes of her making like sex noises? It wasn't, but we thought it was, especially since the first thing you see is her running through a woods. Naked.
And they had that one shot in the very, a few shots at the very beginning from like really high up and it looked really funny.
Yeah.
She's running like...
Yeah. Hold on, I have a Twitter feed and he's got a couple notes, so I guess bring up your notes.
Okay. First notes. She is naked.
She is naked. A lot of the colors in this video are very much blue, gray, teal, and then like an orange-red versus, and those are very opposite colors. Yep. So there's some sort of opposition, obviously. So whenever you see her running, it's more of like the blue color, but if you see something from her point of view, she's running, it's the blue color, but if you see something from behind her, it's that red color. So we're like, okay, what is she running from?
Naked.
Naked.
Why is she naked? No one knows.
No one knows why she's naked. I still don't know why she's naked. Actually, I do, but it's fine.
What?
The lyrics in it, very much something I wasn't really expecting. When it started, and it started to get sort of a beat to it and everything, I was a little bit shocked. Some of the teasers that she was doing on like Instagram had a few of the lyrics, and the lyrics are kind of like somber lyrics. So I was thinking it was going to be something more like a 26 or a Tell Me How, something that was very soft and somber and so emotional, but that's not what we got, and I'm a little bit confused by it, but at the same time, hearing the rest of the song and the rest of the lyrics, it goes so well.
Anger.
Yeah, it's an angry song. Again, something I wasn't expecting from her. I'm happy with it. I'm so happy with it. It's a side of her that we haven't really gotten to see before, other than like... Well, except for like teen angst. We saw that, but... I saw that. You just, yeah, it's adult angst now. She is 30 now. More about the video itself, she's like running through the woods naked, which one of the things that kept going through my mind is how painful that would be, and she obviously wouldn't be doing it willingly, which goes back to the fact that she's running from something.
She's being followed by a red mist, the red-orange thing that she was talking about. She's hiding behind a tree a couple times, and she gets to like a campfire or something like that. Campfire? Yeah. There
are parts of the video where it's just Hayley like standing in front of the camera and just singing. And I think those parts can be, although very simple, they can be powerful too, because it makes you really focus on the lyrics of the song that's being sang. And it really does that for the second verse. It cuts between her looking at the camera and she ends up finding a house. I've seen on Twitter, I don't know, you've probably not looked too much into the Twitter
Nope.
fan base or anything like that. People are speculating that that's the house from the music video Told You So. In the music video Told You So, she's like dressed in all black and she has a blanket on and she's pretty much just like depressed. And she's sitting in her house until her friends come to pick her up and they're in red. And I know. And then she ends up getting dressed in her little red beret and her cute little dress and going and riding in the car with them. But people are speculating that this is the Told You So house, that they're somehow connected. It's a house. They're houses. I'm not gonna speculate as well with them about that because you really only see windows and a staircase in the Told You So video, but with the summer video you see the house in its entirety, and there are stairs in it, yeah, but there's a closet in it too. So people are speculating about that.
Anyway, next thing that happens, she finds the closet, like you said, and there's a bowl in it with a bunch of candles around it. And then Donnie, I think from Donnie Darko shows up.
Yeah.
Frank from Donnie Darko.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen Donnie Darko. The first time we watched it, there was like a glare on the screen, and I didn't see this character at all in the video at all. It was just so dark. But then I watched it again on my break at work, and I was like, where? That's another person. I was like, she's actually running from something.
Kind of important if you... to the whole story.
It is, especially the end, because I totally got the end wrong because I had that glare.
Yeah. Anyway, she starts putting the stuff on her from the bowl. It's a bowl full of what looked like paint. It was apparently clay. Started covering herself in that.
I initially, and I wrote that in here, that this feels witchy when she started smudging her bodies, because it's very much like a witchcraft thing, or a someone who practices with crystals and essential oils and that kind of stuff. But smudging is very much a thing in witchcraft. It was a thing, obviously, in like Native American lore and culture then too. But she's smudging her entire body with this clay, which can be very ritualistic and cleansing. And I think that has a really big impact on it, especially since the lyrics that she's smudging to are talking about petals for armor, which is what we have been speculating through months of, was petals for armor, that random Instagram page that happened to be her.
And then Frank comes up the stairs and looks in the room to see if the bull's gone. And then she stands up behind her Rambo style.
And knocks out the character with the bowl. And at the very end of the video, the mask is off of the character and it's her. It's another Hayley, which people are speculating that's the Told You So Hayley because it's the same blonde hair. I think it's just symbolizing she's getting over her past.
Yeah.
We agreed on this when we first finished it, that it felt like it wasn't finished. And I could see Hayley and, the crew with every song they release before it comes out on May 8th. With every single that they release, they're going to release another video, I think. And it's all going to add up to this big cinematic masterpiece. I think this is just, again, me speculating. They'll probably release a song a month. So by the time it gets to May 8th, they will have 4 singles out. And then it'll probably be like a 10, 12, 14. 14's a lot of songs. But it'll be a full-length album with the singles that were the movie, pretty much. I feel like a lot of our questions and speculations are going to be answered when the next one comes out. Okay, so the video is, watch it. Give my girl some credit, okay? It's amazing. And now we're gonna kind of dive into the lyrics a little bit more because it all makes so much sense once you look at it line by line. The very first thing that it says is, rage is a quiet thing. You think you've tamed it, but it was just lying in wait. I know in the BBC interview she did this morning, actually, she said that when they were making After Laughter as a band, she was going through a lot as herself, and they were going through a lot as a band. And so they created After Laughter, and then right after that was released, they did tours upon tours. And once the tours were over, they all went back to their respective houses to kind of have a break, and just to be friends rather than bandmates. And she realized that all the problems she left behind before After Laughter were still there, even though she put it off for a couple of years. And there are things that she's still mad and upset about. And that's where this line kind of comes in, is the rage is in her veins. I can feel it in my face when I least expect it. Like, she thought she had healed through After Laughter, and that she worked through all her problems through After Laughter, but then she came home and they were still there. She went through a lot of therapy, and that's where this came from. One of her therapists had said, do what you do best. Right. And thank God, because this is phenomenal. Then the chorus, it's given, control, so many ways to give in, eyes closed, another way to make it to 10. Oh, how to draw the line between wrath and mercy. That line, oh my god, I love that line. I think, at least, a very mature line. If you were to take away Hayley Williams and just have this line, like, it's a mature line. But the fact that she wrote it just makes it even better to me. Because when you're put in that kind of position to either forgive somebody or punish somebody, sometimes it can be a very, very close call. And, you know, when the song first started and we first started listening to this, I was like, okay, what exactly is this gonna be about? It didn't really hit me until we got to the second verse.
Yeah, it makes it pretty obvious, I think.
Fuck Chad Gilbert. Oh my god, what the hell did he do to her? Oh! Hayley was with Chad Gilbert for close to 10 years and they got married and then separated a year later. It was supposed to be on mutual terms, but I kind of got a feeling that there was more to the story when After Laughter was released and we got the song Forgiveness, and I was like, okay, this is probably her ex-husband, but this just finalizes that for me. The second verse, which is like my favorite verse, my favorite part of the whole song is the second verse because it's just so raw. It says, if I had seen my reflection as something more precious, he would have never. We're just gonna talk about that part real quick. First of all, if someone abuses you, it's never your fault. But at the same time, I can see where she's coming from with this lyric. When she started music, she was a child, and that's all she knew was her music. That's all she was Paramore. And I can imagine feeling pressure there and not knowing exactly who you are and feeling all these insecurities. And when you don't see yourself as something to be valued, then you're gonna let people take more advantage of you. You're gonna let people make decisions for you that you wouldn't necessarily make for yourself. Oh, this next line gives me chills. But it says, and if my child needed protection from a fucker like that man, I'd soon gut him because nothing cuts like a mother. I get chills. First of all, Paramore doesn't really curse. Like, the closest they've gotten is like pissed and bastard. So this was like, oh, I got chills. Because she's an adult woman, kind of expected cursing at this point. That's just me. And the way she sings it, how can you make such a word that has such bad connotation sound so elegant, I guess, to me? I think this is specifically about Chad Gilbert. And I think, and this is the part that I didn't want it to, like, I wanted it to be raw when we talked about it. Mm-hmm. I think the child is herself. Because she met him 2007, 2008. She would have been just 18. And he was 8 years older than her. And they started dating. He was married in 2007, but then they started dating in 2008.
Either that or she's pregnant.
I don't think she's pregnant. I don't think at all she's pregnant.
No.
But she wouldn't want another child have to be, I guess, manipulated. And I think a lot of their relationship was because he was the first one to show her love, if you want to say it, outside of her being in Paramore. Like, he was also in a band. He understood. And I think that has a lot to do with the reason why they were together. And she realizes it, obviously, as an adult, that, even though that's not necessarily okay. If she would have valued herself, she would have not fallen for his manipulation, I guess. And then nothing cuts like a mother. The way she says that too. And then the chorus goes again, talking about ways to give in and draw the line between wrath and mercy. I've seen some people speculating that line is actually about her faith. She grew up a Christian and she has had a lot of influence with her faith in other songs that she's written. But she's growing up, and sometimes when you grow up, you stray away from your beliefs as a child. Maybe that's something that she had struggled with, but as an adult is differentiating why God, like a spiritual being, can inflict wrath and mercy on certain people. I guess I can't put myself in that position. That would be really hard for me to do. So how to draw the line between wrath and mercy. And then we get to the bridge, says simmer a bunch. Simmer. Wrap yourself in petals. Wrap yourself in petals. Wrap yourself in petals for armor.
Control. Simmer.
Petals.
Simmer.
For armor.
Simmer.
So this is a very raw piece, and I'm so excited that there's more coming from this.
Maybe the next one will be less angry.
Maybe.
That's what the end kind of sounded like to me. The wrap yourself in petals thing. The wrap yourself in petals can mean to protect yourself, but to leave yourself vulnerable to get the good things. Like, you can, protect yourself from some things, but you don't want to just shy away from everything. Because if you block off everything, then
that's a hard life. I read that the reason why she got the Petals for Armor inspiration was at one of her therapy sessions. she was like laying down. She was told to visualize, and she visualized flowers coming out of her body, but it wasn't in like a peaceful kind of way. It was kind of like they were breaking out without her permission. And she said it was scary. Again, I'm paraphrasing. But that's when she realized that there was more inside of her that needed to be released. And she really liked the image of the flowers all around her. I don't really know what's next, but I'm so excited. And I will have a countdown for this album.
And I will watch all the videos too.
Yeah, he's kind of forced to be a fan. His first concert was a Paramore concert. I took him to it. And how did you feel about it?
It was good. Would have been better if I actually knew the songs at that point.
Well, when we go next time, you'll know. I don't really have a whole lot of notes except for the fact that the first time we watched it, there was such a glare that at the end, I thought her on the ground was actually like her body in a plastic bag. It was like her body in a plastic bag hanging from a tree. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe watch the video a couple times. Actually, hold on. One more thing about the actual video. I noticed something watching it months ago. Hayley Williams, her hair dye company, Good Dye Young, they released that she had this hair where it was the blonde in the front and then the brown in the back, and that was a long time ago. And that's the hair that she has in the video, okay? So they made this video so long ago. We didn't know about it, and I'm mad. She's had pink hair since then. She's gone up back to that like dirty blonde since then. I'm so grateful for this. I'm sorry if this was kind of everywhere, but that's how my brain works. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did,
I didn't have much to say about this.
That's okay. Like I said, this is my video on your YouTube channel. Let's be honest. Maybe he'll let me do more like this for those who would like that. So if you would like to subscribe to this little face right here, he would appreciate it and I would appreciate it. Every subscription counts. So if you would like to, go ahead and like, share on any platform. Definitely subscribe. But thank you so much for watching.
Yep. Peace.